Hi. Before I tell my story, I want to thank all the service dog handlers who have posted on YouTube for telling their stories because it has taught me the difference between therapy dogs, emotional support animals, service animals, and just pets. And if you wondering if I've watched your video, the way to tell is if I posted a comment. If I hadn't posted a comment, then post your video down below. Okay, so here's the story. Back in 2012, I went to the NIH, National Institutes of Health, for brainstem surgery as part of a clinical study. Um, it's technically not fully part of the study. It could be, but doesn't have to be. Uh, so somewhere around the middle of at the end of the week of the second week, I was out post-op and everything. The One of the staff members came and said there's going to be a therapy dog coming on Tuesday, and I told them that I wouldn't be able to see the therapy dog because I was being discharged on Monday, and even if I was outpatient, I'd be back back home, which is in a different state, so that was not possible. Well, that's the end of my therapy story. Bye. Just kidding. Really thought that was the end? Nah, I couldn't do that to you. No, no, no. If that really was the end, I would have not posted the story. Um, so it, I was not discharged after all that Monday. On a Sunday, they discovered I had C. diff, and I was moved from a regular room into an isolation room. Unfortunately, it also meant I couldn't see the therapy doc because we didn't want to spread the C. diff to the dog as well, and then to other patients. That wasn't good either. So that was out that week as well. The second time I was supposed to be discharged, um, they found that I had a high fever and started having kidney failures. Uh, and I was still not walking, and a lot of other problems were I wasn't eating. Yeah, when I have high fevers, I really have trouble eating. Um, and I even got to the point where I wasn't really doing physical therapy as much as I wanted to, as much as they wanted me to, etc. And they kept on insisting that I needed to walk to get the kidneys to work again, etc. Uh, so, I mean, it wasn't like I needed dialysis. I was in, I was mildly having kidney failure, probably from the medication, but they weren't sure if it was the meds or the CT dye that they gave me during the when they were excluding uh, clots after when I actually had double pneumonia. So uh, the now at some point I got finished with being with with the C. diff treatment. I was finally clear and was able to be around people. I mean, they didn't take me out of isolation, but that was just a room. They really, it wasn't even a actual isolation room. It was a made room for, I mean, a single room that was big. I mean, not a real isolation room. Um, so they, so the next chance before I was discharged, I mean, well, actually, they were threatening to send me to a nursing home at some point. And if I didn't start walking. So at one point, the one of the nurse, not nurses, I think it was a CNA, but I don't know what they would call them nowadays, so don't quote me on that. Um, Told me that the therapy dog was coming. And then she said, and asked me if I wanted to see the dog, and I said, "Oh yes, 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 I really do." And then she said, "Well, I have to make sure with your nurse." And I'm like, "Tell the nurse that either you the therapy dog, you get to have a time with the therapy dog, or stop. I don't walk." It actually worked. Oh, he might have said yes either way, but the therapy dog came into the room and they had me petting him on the bed. It was great. I'm telling you, I've always think animals are great painkillers, but that's a different story. So, and then they even had me walking with the walker. Yeah, I hate the walker still to this day, but that's a different story. And one of his leashes while they held the other leash. And that worked out great. And after that, I started walking more. Um, a lot more times without the walker than with. I guess they finally learned their lesson. They should have never put me on the walker in the first place. And my kidneys started getting better. I started eating again. So some of the psychological and some of the effects of being ill was uh, the psychological effects of being ill were getting lowered as well. And I actually got discharged straight home instead of discharged to a nursing home. Thanks to that therapy dog. So I just wanted to tell that story. I hope you comment about your experiences with therapy dogs or your experiences with service dogs. Thank you.